y'all, it's Alicia and welcome back to Alicia's Crafty Hoplop, and this is being recorded on Tuesday afternoon in real time. I'm on to give you my update for my Crafty Goals with Amalia and my 15 minutes of magical making with Misty. So this was a really successful month, which surprises the heck out of me because I was really short on time every week. So what I will say is, if you're a list maker like me, or you're someone who has a really tight life schedule, this might be an excellent thing for you to undertake. And you can just join by putting hashtag Crafty Goals with Amelia. You know, I told you last year I did it silently without uploading these updates every month, but I actually think doing it and doing the uploads and being accountable has really kept me organized. And help me make better use of my time. So I will tell you that there are only 2 goals I didn't meet, and I gave myself half a check mark for one, which I'm going to go through with you, and the rest I met despite all my time constraints. So I'm kind of pleased about that. I will tell you I made a makeshift chart at the beginning of the month so I could just easily fill it in and keep track. I've already made mine for February. It's nothing fancy, it's just a way for me to mark it down in different colors as the week goes along. Okay, so one of my goals, the one that I get the half check mark for, is the handmade cards. Now, you all know my goal was anywhere from 2 to 4 cards. Well, you know, I made more than 4, but they weren't the kind of cards I was explained to I wanted to make, like the Sunoco, Sweet Maryland Sweetwater cards, Wandy Sweets kind of cards, or the beautiful cards that Kathy makes for clean crafting. They were cards, and a couple of them I liked, but I only got half a check mark because there were really only 2 that met that criteria. In terms of donate, crafty, declutter, I more than surpassed my goal, and that is thanks to Misty, again, my paper cuts. I'm going to tell you why. Well, first of all, y'all know I set up my Happy Meal corner. I painted my boards. I set that all up. I also completely decluttered my desk and my work area. It's beautifully set up. I organized the drawers. I even sent Misty a picture so she could see everything all organized and how happy I was. I will tell you, this is a remarkable thing because you all know for the last year I have been making myself insane with crafty reorganization, and it felt like every week I was challenged with this. Well, y'all, I think I was just approaching it wrong. And I had watched all sorts of videos, everything from declutter your home to how to set up an art studio to, I mean, you name it, I had watched it. And you know what it came down to? 2 things. Really watching how Misty had organized hers and trying to figure out, do I use the same things as Misty all the time and how should I arrange them? But also just asking her questions, and that helped me design a system that would work for me. So I told y'all I moved my die cutter out here, my Big Shot. I moved my guillotine cutter out here, not my Fisker's slice, but my guillotine. That has kept mess down to an absolute minimum, which is insane. And it's also just sort of made a station. The other thing that made a difference is how I've organized things like my Valentine's Day stuff. So I showed y'all all my making supplies are in one tiny container. This is all my rack. They fit into a tiny little box under my desk. What used to happen is I'd pull everything out, put it all away, and then put it all back afterwards. And no wonder I wasn't constantly in a process of organizing and the front area looked like an unholy mess. So not only now is this all completely redone and organized, but I've made serious progress in the other room too. So I think we're on the right path with that. I'm most proud of that goal because I think it's been making me insane for 2 years. And it's finally getting to a place where I'm happy with it. So that's really exciting. I'm very pleased about that goal. The no DT goal, my husband's like, so do we give you a full check mark or 3/4 of a check mark? Because I bought that 1 pack of yoga cards. And we decided today I get the full check mark because I really haven't broken it. You know, the yoga cards are the only things, and I still may end up putting those in a rack package. It's actually gotten easier, y'all. Doing this crafty rework has really taught me what I like using. You know, there are some things from the DT that I buy that I always end up using, but I don't need to be buying it as much. And I think I've really learned now, like, there's some things that I'm always going to love from there, but I don't need to own everything from there. So that's part of that buying better, making more series. I really am buying better. And I know you guys would all probably freak out because if you saw my paper pad supply, you would be like, that's barely anything. But I think I'm okay with that. I'm okay with, you know, using up everything and then just replacing it. it may mean that I will never have my favorite pads in my stash, but then I'll have new favorite pads, and that's okay by me. In terms of my personal projects, I gave myself the check mark because I did do them, and my goal was to only do one, and I did more than one, but I think I could have done better. It's just this was a really tight month. So I'm glad, I did do my mixed media journal cover that I really liked, and I also played around with some other things, but I could have done better in that area. I got the check mark, but it wasn't the best goal realized this month. Definitely did the ATC cards. I definitely reached the mixed media goal. I did lots of watercolor bellies. I played with watercolor design. I did my journal cover. I did ATC bases. I made mixed media hearts. I made mixed media envelopes. I made a loaded bag you're going to see. So I did all sorts of things. My postal budget I kept within. I designed 2 collabs for subscribers. I make sure that I've been doing the comment catch up because I was sick since Saturday afternoon, evening. So I caught up on those comments today. I exceeded the 4 rack packages, and I did the postal art because I shared with you all the envelopes that I made. Now, I haven't mailed the racks out because we're going to go to the post office after my vaccination on Thursday, but they're all ready to go, so that's done. In terms of tech and videos, I did set up my new mic, y'all, but there's a plus and a minus with this new mic. It picks up every little sound. Like if my husband's in the room and he's tapping on his laptop, you hear it. It's that good a mic. And today they're painting the outside of our building, and I'm using the old mic because it's so noisy that even with this mic, it's hard to hear me. But with the other mic, it's crazy. So I have been playing around with the lighting situation. I get the check mark for setting it up because that's what the goal was, but it's nowhere near perfected yet for tutorials because I've tried. I filmed a few tutorials and I'm like, this could be better. I definitely did my playing and experimenting. I played with texture paste. I did watercolor painting. I experimented with backgrounds and stamping. I met the postal art. So what are the 2 ones I did not meet? Flower making and Instagram. Y'all, no matter how many times I do Instagram on my list, I just don't realize it. I put it on my schedule every day. And, I guess if it's a choice between washing my floors or doing Instagram, I end up washing the floors. So I got to give this a good think for February and figure out how I'm going to do this. I'll figure it out, y'all. I will. And in terms of flowers, the reason that goal didn't get realized is flower making is actually kind of, for me, a lot. And even if I don't feel like I can tackle that in Misty's 15 minutes. I know you probably can because you could die cut, and then do the spraying and the embossing, and then do the next one, do staining. But I think for me, I want a little bit more of a chunk of time to work on it, and I just didn't have it this month. I think that's the reason I didn't realize that goal. So I have already set up my goals for February, and a lot of them are the same, but there's a few extra ones. I'm working on a secret project, so that's a priority. I'm actually working on 2 secret projects, so they're the priority for this month instead of postal art and other things. The decluttering is still an issue. I want to make sure I stay on track so I have the kind of success I did this month. No DT for Easter unless it's something I desperately need, and I don't think there is going to be anything. So I still have 2 Easter pads, surprise, surprise. I don't have any Easter like embellies here, and I have very few Easter dies, so I think I'll just be making some simple cards for people. I don't think I'm going to be doing much Easter crafting, but other than that, the goals are pretty similar, and learning how to use my technology better. So those are my crafty goals with Amelia. Again, if you want to participate, all you have to do is put hashtag crafty goals with Amelia. In terms of my 15 minutes of Misty's magical making, I made all my heart tassels for my rack packages. And I told you all I was working on crepe rosettes. I don't want to show them all because I don't want to reveal all of them, but until I do the project share. But this is what I was working on this week, and I did manage to realize it. So it's a crepe paper rosette embelly, chunky embelly, very cute. And I did that too. This week, for my Misty's goals of 15 minutes of magical making, I'm going to try to make 2 handmade cards in the way that I want to make them. And I have something in mind. So we will see all if I realize that, and I will give you an update next week. Again, to participate in Misty's 15 minutes of magical making, all you have to do is include the hashtag. And I want to thank you all for your prayers for my mom. She isn't well. We're hoping that isn't this scary? We're hoping it's just asthma and pneumonia. She's on medicine, so please keep her in your prayers and in your thoughts. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Wishing for you a happy and a healthy day. I also promised Pat that I would give all of you her love. She asks about you each and every day. And she just wants you to know she's thinking about you. And she does have a way now to watch videos. So we're hoping that that's going to be set up for her soon. Yeah, she just sends her love, y'all. All right. Take real good care, y'all. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.